starting out 2020 fall Kekekabic Trail hike. Here at the Snowbank Kekekabic Trail entry point, number 74. There are quite a few other cars in the parking lot. Beautiful fall weather. In the fall like this, it's after October 1st, so you don't go to the ranger station or get a permit online. What you got to do is get one out of this box here and fill it out. And grab one of those forms, even give you a pencil, fill it out, stick it in the slot, you're on your way. Well, good morning. It's October 3rd, Saturday. First day of my 2020 Kekekabic Trail hike. We had an early fall this year. Some places the leaves are already falling off, and a lot of places they're still hanging on. Some nice yellows in the birches and the aspens. Beautiful day. It's about 37 degrees here at the 10:45 in the morning. Gonna be chilly, 24 degrees tonight, it's forecast. Pretty darn nice. Trail is a beautiful bed of yellow leaves. This is pretty darn nice. Very low chance of rain today, although it's very overcast and it drizzled on the way up here. Tomorrow is forecast to be sunny. First sunny day in quite a while. And quite nice, hopefully. Monday and Tuesday, there's a good chance of rain in the evenings. It's usually not too bad. It's evenings and you're bedded down. I expect to see quite a few people on the trail this trip because a lot of cars in the parking lot and it's been very busy all year. What a nice day. Beaver Dam crossing number 1. Probably a mile and a half in or so. I do believe those are otter tracks. See the web foot? Some nails. Comes up out of the Beaver Dam pond. Kind of cool. I'd like to see one. It is incredibly dry this year apparently. It was dry this spring, I know, and in August when I was there too, but I wasn't here in August, but in the boundary waters. But yeah, when I was here last fall with Dave, I think that was last fall, this was just flooded, full of water. We actually got wet feet crossing this on top of the dam. Wow, yeah, this was again I'm pretty sure it was last fall. I'll have to check it out, but this was all full of water. In fact, the trail was all flooded up here and people were kind of bushwhacking around the trail. It went on the edge of this, was quite a lake back then. Completely dry. Yeah, Dave and I cut that tree, I believe. Make it a little easier to get through. This one's still here though. It makes it a challenge. Trip note, the trail for quite a while there follows this big ridge up there, lots of vistas. It's a sharp, long climb down, and then the country here turns into this sort of flat jack pine regrowth area, a few birch trees. Like I said, I don't know if it was fire or logging. I'd say both, judging by the fact that there's no trees and there's quite a few stumps around in here. Yeah, this is a a lot different. I think it's about 4 miles in, roughly. Thought I'd stop and check my inReach. I don't know if that thing's going to focus, but holy cow, I'm going too fast. 5.1 miles an hour, 4.3 miles. I'm walking an hour and 26 minutes. I gotta slow down. Came out of the gate a little hot here. Doesn't even seem like I'm walking that hard, but I feel pretty good today. There's a fork in the trail here. About 4.5 miles. That way, definitely cleared. Not sure where it goes. I'm guessing it heads down toward Snowbank Lake. This obviously has to be the trail. There's a blue marker, and it's very much overgrown. I just don't remember this sharp turn. Kind of a nice marker right there. Yeah, definitely the hiking trail here. So look on my map when I get stopped somewhere here and see where that trail possibly goes to. I don't remember it last year when I was here, but I was headed the other direction, so obviously it's when you're headed that way, it's obvious which way to go. West. This way is east, so it is the right direction. So always curious about those little side trails and where they head off to. Here's another notable spot on the trail. There's a pile of timbers here in the woods, and a bunch of what looks like creosote treated boards. I think there's a boardwalk coming up. They must have got these materials in here and stored them off of the trail. It kind of looks like this was originally a road right up to here. The trail just goes straight, pretty flat, and this way kind of has the impression, kind of clearing. The trail off to the west goes uphill and gets narrow and curvy right there. So to check this one out on the map later too. I do remember this one walking out last fall. I do remember a boardwalk somewhere, so I'm guessing it's going to be right down the hill here somewhere. This has the feeling of an old road. One more note, shortly after the boardwalk, flag, there's a rock cairn. We'll come across a road. Kind of dead ends right there, if I remember right. And heads this way, south. That's pretty much straight south. And then right here is again the trail. Blue flag, obvious trail. I think one note about that road, I think that's pretty much the boundary entering from just regular national forest into actual Boundary Waters wilderness. Back there's roads, and again that clear cut that I went through, things like that. And then now I'm in the Boundary Waters part where I can no longer use saws or motors or anything like that, and it's roadless, so from here on out I suppose it only can be accessed for trail maintenance and stuff. I suppose you gotta walk all the way in. Perhaps, I wonder if trail maintenance does come up that minimum maintenance type forest road to drop off supplies. Who knows? The intersection to the BWCA loop on the Kekekabic Trail. This way continues east on the Kek, and this way goes to Benizi and then BWCA, or the other way around. Anyway, there's actually an old sign that actually says it. Not much left of it. Really nice, easy to find intersection. And this beaver dam crossing you get to immediately is a little confusing. You obviously cross the beaver dam, and it sure looks like there's a staircase to climb up the rocks there, and there is. In fact, Dave and I climbed up there last year, and then there's right up there in the trees, there's even a ribbon up in a tree up there, but the trail doesn't go anywhere. You can bushwhack your way this way, which is what we did when we originally found the trail. The actual trail is cross Beaver Dam, take a sharp right, and then you'll find it. Really nice beaver dam. This one's actually very full of water. This is the first site there on the lake. I don't know why I can't remember if this is Bakusin or Benizi. It's the first one off of the Kek on the west side. Big white pines, very hammock friendly. Tent wise, not the best tent pads, but doable. Pretty nice view of the lake. Nice fire grate. So I decided to stay here on Bakusin Lake. It's the first site that I stopped at, very first one on the north side, I guess you can call it. It's the first lake on the off of the Kekekabic Trail to the west. It's a really nice little campsite actually, right in a grove of white pines. Kind of been battered and beaten by some windstorms, but tent pads aren't great. There's kind of one down there, lots of roots. This one here has lots of roots, but one or two less, so that's where I put it. Plus it's closer up here to the fire grate area. I got everything all set up in there. It is cold. I'd say it's right about freezing temp. It was 37 when I got out of the vehicle this morning, and it feels like it's dropped a bit. Pretty chilly. It's supposed to be 24 tonight. Yeah, this is everything all set up in there. I gotta filter water yet, cut some firewood, and then start thinking about making food. It's got a nice fire grate, got a nice view out here. I picked up a few of those rocks here that were scattered kind of around in the open in the campsite, and someone made a nice fire break there just to keep it from spreading into the needles. That's a good idea. I'm going to stack up a few more in the back to help the fire burn. Again, cut some wood and enjoy a nice warm fire. So quiet, other than that red squirrel. I wonder what I should do with this fire grate. It's kind of full of ash. The rocks are kind of in the way, kind of hard to make a fire. Maybe I should straighten it out a little bit. Never noticed before. There's been a red squirrel running around here, gathering food and stuff. And look what he's doing. Right there in that little branch in this tree, he picks these dead mushrooms, long, kind of mushy mushrooms, and he sticks them there in the fork of the tree. And then I started looking around the same deadfall. Look at that. He's got a whole pile of them there. And I started looking, and up the branch, there's another one, and in that fork, and they're just all over in here. So the smart little guy has figured out that you pick these mushrooms, hang them up in these little branches, and apparently to dry them out. I can see probably at least a dozen of them. Interesting. Show you a little tip that a lot of you might already know, but in this pine country like this, where you have these down pines, this one's a white pine, a lot of them that are kind of dead and down, you get a nice dry branch like that. Take your saw and cut this thing right next to the trunk. If you look in there, all this red, this dark stuff, is pure sap, all soaked in this branch. The sap had ran down this trunk when the tree was alive still, and all the sap soaked into there, and now it's all dried and burns very well. If you need to get a really hot fire going, this is the really easy way to do it. We got a pretty nice fire going here tonight. It's gotta be close to 6. I'm sitting here waiting for my food to heat up. I have sitting on the fire keeping my legs warm. There's my food in a cozy. Got a drink already mixed. Checking out the map a little bit and just enjoying the woods. It is darn cold. It's gotta be getting close to freezing. Like I said, it's supposed to be 24 tonight. It was 37 when I started this morning. I think the temperature just dropped all day. Like I said, it's quite chilly. But yeah, what a nice fire. My fireplace reconstruction went awesome. Just I think it's the best one I've ever done right there. Those are some big stones stacked around it. They were just laying here. Stacked them all up really nice. Heat from the fire takes the smoke right up with it, so you can sit right next to the fire without getting smoke in your face. Kind of nice, regardless of wind for the most part. These chimneys really make a big difference. So I'm sitting here, and thought I should look at the map a little bit. Maybe this will work. Right there, give it a focus, is the parking lot, trailhead parking lot. That's Snowbank Lake right there. The trail, it's the green line. This is a Mackenzie map, by the way. This green line is the Kekekabic /Snowbank Trail. Take the Kekekabic Trail down this way. You see the green line this way. And then that red line is the boundary of the actual boundary waters. The rest of it is Superior National Forest. So until you cross that line, you're not technically in the wilderness. And then right there, I took that green line to the south. I'm trying to do this with one hand, sorry about that. But right there, I just took this line down, and I'm camped in that first campsite right there. BWCA Lake. Beautiful little spot. Took the first site because I was kind of tired. I got kind of a fast start this morning. And don't know why. I was just walking and was feeling great. Moving along. It was chilly, so we were just moving, staying warm, you know. It was awesome. Looked down at my inReach and I was averaging 5.1 miles an hour or something, which was just crazy. And realized that, yeah, you know, my legs are getting a little sore. I should probably slow down. So I slowed down to a couple of miles an hour, just, you know, forcibly remembered to go nice and slow. That helped a lot. But then it only took me 2.5 hours to get here, and of that, walking time was only, I forget now exactly, 2 hours, but half an hour of goofing around, taking pictures and stopping for breaks and stuff. But tomorrow, the plan is to leave here, finish this BWCA loop, past Benizi Lake, check out those campsites because I haven't seen them before, and head this way, off toward, this is the tail end of Disappointment Lake. There's a loop that goes all the way around this way and comes back up here and comes back down to Kekekabic. So I'm going to take, the plan is to go out that way and take that loop. Someone asked me about food. Yes, this is a cheddar broccoli. I make it myself. Nor side, dehydrated chicken. So I add some spices and stuff. Works out really great. I make it a single serving, something like 4 ounces or something of dehydrated food, and makes more than that obviously. But yeah, it turns out really nice. Chicken rehydrates really well. I add 4 1/4 ounces of water, and just really turns out good. Really wonderful. The rice is fluffy. It's not sticky. Chicken works good. It's just canned chicken that I've shred up a little bit extra and then dehydrate it, and it's all ready to go. And doesn't weigh much. Makes a wonderful little meal. Just the right size. That's one thing I like about making my own. I can control the size, and I can actually season a little bit more to my liking. I'm going to eat this before it gets cold.